Hi, it's Ileana here. Today is February the 22nd, 2019, and I would like to discuss the Amuya Muya cigar-shaped craft. Going back to December the 13th, 2017, when I actually remote viewed it and posted it in the Secret Space Program group. Recently, Linda Moulton Howe did an interview with two new whistleblowers insiders that discussed the secret space program briefly, that Antarctica has a space fleet that operates out of it, that the United States, Canada, and other coalition countries participate in having bases in Antarctica and facilities that launch various ships, and they have a space fleet. So that was part of it. Spartan 1, the whistleblower, as he's nicknamed, discussed that. And Spartan 2 discussed that they had a secret mission that went to Amuya Muya, the SSP, went to Amuya Muya before October 2017 when it was announced, even before that they had a mission and explored it. I had done a remote viewing of Amuya Muya on December 11th and 12th and posted it on December 13th. So I have basically what I was seeing the mission live as the SSP was boarding, one of the SSP craft was boarding Amuya Muya over a 2-day period, and I was seeing it live as the mission was happening. Because Rochelle, the Australian SSP asset who's still active, she's taken sometimes on missions. She contacted me and she said, there's something going on that cigar-shaped craft that's called the Amuya Muya. Do you know what's going on? And I said, yes, I do. I've been remote viewing it, and she asked me to remote view it again, and I said, I really don't want to, because I said, I'm afraid I might be pulled into a SSP asset mission. I'll be re-abducted, and that's what I was afraid of. So I said, I don't want to do it a second time. But she said, there's something wrong on that craft. The SSP is doing something they shouldn't on that craft. There's something going on. Can you look at it, please? I really didn't not want to do a second remote viewing. I didn't even want to do the first one, but I did it because when it was in the news, Amuya Muya, that it's an outside traveler coming into our solar system, the first visitor, right? When I saw the ship, I already knew what it was, that it was a craft and not an asteroid or a meteor or anything, that they described it as a cigar-shaped rock. It's just masquerading as that. It's not really a rock, it's a ship. It's elongated, cigar-shaped, yes, but it's not an asteroid. It's made to look like one, but it's much more than that. Because I had been a secret space program asset with the planetary corporations on Mars. So I've seen these types of ships before in their databases and out in space. So for me, seeing that on the news, I already knew what that was when it was first announced. And then there was speculation that it's an alien craft of some sort as well. Scientists and amateur astronomers speculated on that. And basically on December 11th and 12th of 2017, I actually did remote view it because I felt apprehension of what was happening on that ship. So against my better judgment, I did remote view it. And for the first time and the second time, and this is what came out of that remote viewing session. I'm going to share with you the session notes. It's posted in the Secret Space Program group on December the 13th, 2017. I'm an admin in that group on Facebook. And the remote viewing results are this. Remote viewing of the cigar-shaped asteroid craft Amuya Muya. There are tall beings in stasis inside this vessel. They have silver, whitish skin, wearing silver jumpsuits. They also have whitish blue hair. The stasis units are protected by energetic force fields, so intruders cannot open the stasis pods. The species type on Oumuamua are subhumans called the Dorians. The term subhumans means they are a subspecies of humans. That is what the term subhumans describes, to come from human genetic stock. The Dorians are tall, slender, with pale complexions, being blue-eyed. There was an interface session done with the female Zelana, the Dorian with the blue hair. Apparently their ship was damaged, their original ship was damaged in several solar storms. So basically they had solar storms, several of them, and their ship was damaged. It was egg-shaped. So that was out in space where the damage happened, and they boarded the ancient space scout vessel Probe, aka the cigar-shaped craft that looks like a cigar. There were no occupants on that probe prior to the boarding. They are traveling to a planet called Zolaris. They have been out in space for close to 1 million years. The cigar-shaped ancient scout vessel ship is much older than 1 million years. It is close to 1.5 billion years. Their original planet, Zoldeca, was becoming too populated with people, so they were branching out to build other colonies on planets. It will take another half a century for the Dorians to reach Zolaris while they are in stasis. Note, there were SSP exploration units that boarded Oumuamua, but they cannot open the stasis pods as they are protected by electrical fields, so the pods cannot be opened without proper DNA coding sequences entered into the energy fields. So basically, that was my remote viewing, and I had put it into the Secret Space Program group. I never planned to share it in public, but I had decided to share it in beginning of 2019 because multiple papers came out by scientists and amateur astronomers saying that this was a scout vessel, an ancient scout vessel, and that's exactly what I had seen in my remote viewing, so I decided to make it public. And now recently, on February 20th, 2019, the second whistleblower, Spartan 2, discussed that there had been a mission to Oumuamua, and I had remote viewed a mission to Oumuamua on December 11th and 12th of 2017. So there's disclosure information coming out that correlates what I had remote viewed originally. Now, they did not discuss what the mission parameters were or what was discovered on the mission itself, but they did say that there had been a launch, and they did explore Oumuamua on that mission. And I had remote viewed, or what I call more remote sensed, Oumuamua, and basically looked at it and saw a live mission happening. And I suspect I was also re-abducted and also went onto Oumuamua in a SSP reconnaissance basis on another mission. Sometimes that's what happens to me when I remote view something. Afterward, I get pulled in back into the SSP on a temporary basis. So these days I'm very careful what I remote view or remote sense, and why, because it can follow me home if I'm not careful. And I always try to be careful and shield myself so they don't see what I'm doing, what I'm remote viewing. But the SSP knows about me because I was an SSP asset. At one point during the 60 and back quantum leap time travel dilation program. I'm not 60, but I did a 60 and back. It's possible through time travel. And I remember being in Antarctica and studying the Atlantean outposts and their ancient technologies, like the Neuralink chairs, the cryostasis pods, and other technology that they have, and also getting sword training and battle axe training, having brutal training in the tunnel systems under the ancient outposts, Atlantean outposts. And also, I remember translating the various ancient languages of the Atlanteans that are in the outposts that are actually on these ancient technology artifacts. Seeing time travel portals there, teleportation portals, symbols, very ancient stuff going back 2 million years and more. So they have about 18 of those Atlantean outposts that I got to visit during my time in Antarctica, during my training there. And also being out in space on Mars with the planetary corporations, doing communications work and being put in other projects. So, you know, and the SSPs are associated with Canada, United States, Germany, and other countries that are part of the coalition that the two whistleblowers mentioned. So, you know, it's disclosure is coming out. More and more of it is being linked. Linda Moulton Howe covered it. Interesting that there's corroborating points that there was a mission in Amuya. Michael Salla discussed it in an article as well recently. So this is being covered in the alternative media. Is being covered up in the public sector, that secret space programs, they don't exist. Nobody will acknowledge them. The governments won't acknowledge them. The military won't acknowledge them. NASA won't acknowledge it. But these programs are being run, and it is classified and considered top secret. But I believe that this should all come out, and that disclosure is important, especially at this stage. And more of it is coming out, and it's corroborating points. So I thought I would kind of share this, that I had done the remote viewing. I did not want to make it public originally, but I had in 2019, a couple of months ago. I posted it several times, actually, on one of my groups in Facebook, public groups, and people got to see it and got to explore it, because I don't believe in hiding disclosure. I believe in actually disclosing my remote viewing material and talking about what I see and my SSP experiences when I was an SSP asset with the planetary corporations. So thank you so much.